Jimmy Miller and Jamie Maggio, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Los Angeles. We take you to Ernie Johnson Jr.
Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, live from Studio J in Atlanta. And, man, what a night. San Antonio and the Clippers now tied up at a game apiece. Shaq's here, so is Kenny, so is Charles. First game of the playoffs went to overtime in Toronto, and the 16th game, the most recent, goes to overtime in L.A. And the action continues on Thursday. Here on TNT, we'll get you started with the Cavs and the Celtics at 7 o'clock. And then Golden State and New Orleans play Game 3 of that series. NBA TV at 8 o'clock has the Bulls and the Bucks. Let's jump right to, there are a few surprises as we go through 16 games at this point. Home teams 13-3. Teams leading at the half. You love this one, Charles. Are 16-0.
But at halftime.
And 7 of the 8 series are 2-0. Just the Clippers and San Antonio tied up at a game apiece. Now we jump into the highlights, and Tim Duncan, playoff game number 236 in his career.
Yeah, Duncan, like he said, getting to his sweet spots, getting to areas of the floor. You can't jump higher than the ball. I can't imagine how many shots you're trying to block and throw your arm out.
Well, he could jump higher than the ball.
No, I can't jump higher than the ball.
Blake Griffin would have a triple-double in this game, 29,
Oh, this is
12, and 11. Yeah, look at Boris Diaw.
What's that, in and out?
Yeah, in and out.
Oui.
That's that French defense.
That's that French, baby.
Meantime, wow, look at this.
Yeah, they attacked the rim, obviously, Blake, and as well as DeAndre Jordan, but the difference was execution down the stretch, Ernie.
And this guy right here, but the old man Riverwalk getting to his spots, like he said.
You know, the difference down the stretch was Patty Mills was fantastic. Tim Duncan played well.
But he was fantastic because of the execution as well, Chuck.
Well, he was just firing it up when he got a chance, though. That kid, that's an offense.
Duncan again, 10-point lead in the third quarter. Chris Paul, 4-3.
Get him on skates.
Well, so now a 59-58 game, and then Kawhi Leonard wants the ball from the promised land and drains the three.
Why in the world was he cheating off of him in that situation?
Jamal Crawford calls his own number.
We just talked about this, Kenny. Jamal
He's getting to the rim.
Game was tied at 74. Patty Mills had not scored till late in the third quarter when he canned a couple of three-pointers.
The bossy Aussie earned it.
There's no reason to be leaving Patty Mills open whatsoever.
77-74 going to the fourth quarter. Tim Duncan going right back to work.
And then Ernie, the quietest is kept. The Hacker Jordan. That turned this whole game around, man.
How about Leonard shaking J.J. Redick right there? Again, the lead 10-88-78. Now watch here. They had tried to foul DeAndre Jordan, do the Hacker Jordan. That wasn't called, and Redick buried the three.
Well, that's not a foul. That's why they didn't call it.
Well, when they're grabbing guys, you see that a lot, don't you, Chuck? Just grabbing them. They know what's going on, but Redick, ball don't lie.
That wasn't a foul, Ernie. You got to grab him harder than that. This is what's the turning point in the game to me.
That's the same grab right
Same
there.
grab.
Jeez.
Wow.
At one point, he missed 7 straight free throws.
You know, but the one thing that does, Ernie, even if he only makes 1 out of 2, it took Chris Paul and Blake out the game. That's what it did more than anything.
3-point San Antonio lead, and here,
that should have been 3 shots.
That's what Jordan thought.
I don't know why.
I don't know why he was.
I don't know why he wanted to miss 3 free throws.
How tough was this shot by Marco Bellinelli?
Yeah, tough shot right there.
92-90. Under a buck and a half to go, and Griffin lays it in. So we're tied at 92. Look at Tim Duncan and look at DeAndre Jordan going up, clean block.
They got to get a shot in this situation.
Yeah, Chris Paul had made 2 free throws on the other end, and then the turnover by Griffin, and Mills is fouled, goes to the line, And this guy never hits anything but net.
Aussie.
I mean, you're up 2 in that situation. You got to at least get a shot.
Chris Paul, no. And what do you say we go to overtime at Staples Center? And in OT, Spurs up 3. Griffin. Oh, just no Aaron Baines in that picture this night. And it's 99-98. Redick, 3, tie game at 101.
This was fun to watch. Everybody was making big shots, but no one's making bigger shots than this guy.
How tough is that?
Oh, that's vintage Timmy right there, Ernie.
103-101. Look at Patty Mills leaking out after the miss by Barnes, and he's got the bunny. 105-101.
It's a vet move right there, Ken. No question. Shoot you run up court.
Griffin can't handle.
Take care of it.
Throws it away.
Those were 2 big turnovers, Ernie. The one at the end of regulation and...
Oh, that was a heck of a play, man.
Oh.
Caught Matt sleeping.
Yes.
107-101 as the Claw scores, and then Redick. This thing is almost down to tie, but the iron, as they say,
Unkind.
and it's 111-107. The San Antonio Spurs had never fallen behind in a first-round series under Greg Popovich 2-0, and they don't tonight either. They win in overtime 111-107. Huge night from Duncan, 28-11 and 4. Kawhi Leonard, 23, 9 and 3, and 18 huge points from Patty Mills, all coming late third and into overtime. Here's Greg Popovich.
Coach, can you talk just a little bit about the performance tonight, Tim Duncan and his turnaround in Game 2?
Well, he was probably our best player in Game 1 too. So it's nothing different for Timmy. He didn't score a lot in Game 1, but he got a double-double with 11-11, and nobody else played that well in Game 1. And tonight, he was spectacular. He continues to amaze me in the things that he's able to do. He's just a really committed, competitive guy. It's just he always comes to play, and tonight he got some shots to fall and did a great job for us.
Coach, can you update us on what's happened with Tony Parker?
I just got here too. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But he went to the locker room and didn't come back.
And we had heard during the broadcast that there was tightness in the Achilles for Tony Parker, so we wait and see how that plays out with Game 3 coming up Friday in San Antonio. Yeah, Ginobili fouled out and then went immediately to the locker room. I was wondering if he did something to his hand when he tried to knock that ball away. I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, Doc Rivers live.
They started doing it, and we actually came back. It was really after that. Those probably hurt more. DJs, if they go in, they go in. If they don't, they don't. We're fine with that. But we made a lot of mistakes too. I don't know if we played our best game tonight. I think that was pretty obvious. Yet we still had a chance, and you could say should have won the game, but we didn't. And it tells me a lot of things. Number one, we're going to be in this. This is going to be a hell of a series, and we'll be ready for Game 3.
Doc, how disappointing was it to lose this game?
Do I have to actually answer that question? Really, I was disappointed, but, it's a loss. We win the next one, we're happy again. That's called sports,
Doc, your view of Blake's turnover, you guys are up 2 and he has the ball. Was there kind of a play there, or what was your view of that?
It was a switch, and we got him. We've been running that play all game. Got it to him on the elbow. I think he scored the last 2 points from that spot, and they just made a good play. It's listen, the guy popped it loose and went down and made 2 free throws, so give him credit.
Doc, what did you think of?
Wow, how disappointing was it to lose that game? 111-107 is the final. This is not what you saw coming in this game.
The Spurs impressed me. Ernie, I think I'm just impressed. It is what it is.
Ernie, he's lying to you right now. He was in there celebrating.
No.
Before Blake turned the ball off, he was in there celebrating.
Doc said it. Like Doc said it, they should have won this game. The Clippers should have won this game. What's going to be interesting, it's going to be a quick turnaround. They play Friday. You know, Duncan played probably the most minutes he's played all season.
44 tonight.
You got to worry about Ginobili. You got to worry about Parker. But on the other hand, the Clippers have no bench.
This is true.
So it's going to get very interesting the next few games. It's going to be a battle of attrition, to be honest with you. I mean, it's going to be this is going to be two of the better coaches. Greg is the best. Doc is elite. But this could become a battle of attrition.
Yeah, 48-17 bench advantage for the Spurs in this one. I know heart of a champion is taken by you and Rudy T.
Never underestimate.
Man, I tell you, this bunch obviously has it too.
Yeah, the heart of a champion. But what makes a heart of a champion is the fact that, and as Shaq always says about panicking, you know, if you've been accustomed to being in an environment, it doesn't really bother you when you're in it. So when you watch the Spurs and they're down 5 with a minute 30 to go with the ball, they're not uncomfortable because we've been in this situation before, they think, and then they make great plays. I've always said this, Ernie, as well. They play at a level 8 every single time. You just have to play at 9 or 10 to win. If you do not play at 9 or 10, you lose. That's it. They don't, sometimes they maybe go to 9 at most, but they play at level 8 every single time, no matter what the score is, who's the opponent, and you have to play 9 or 10 to win.
And Tim Duncan is a bona fide superstar. It's an unwritten rule for any superstar. You know, I've been watching sports, I've been involved with sports. It's an unwritten rule for any superstar to never have 2 bad performances in a row. So I knew after the first game, you know, Tim, he had 11-11, which is okay, but they lost. Superstars say, you know what, it's my fault. I knew he was going to come out, have a better game. They had 2 days off in L.A., sunny, massages, swimming pool. I knew he was going to have a good game. And you know, the Spurs know what it takes to win championships. They know they needed this game, too. And they just hung in there. You know, funny thing is Chuck was in there celebrating with his coffee. Oh, they're going to sweep him, they're going to sweep him. And I told him, I said, Chuck, don't celebrate too early. And then Blake turned it over, and then, you know, they came back and won.
You know, Doc's got to lengthen his bench also. He's got to put Spencer Hawes in the game because they're such a competitive disadvantage because the elephant in the room is the DeAndre Jordan thing. It really slowed the tempo of the game. I mean, first of all, it's not fun to watch that game.
Yeah, you're right, because you heard Kevin Harlan and Reggie who are calling this game, and it's dynamic, and all of a sudden it just grinds to a halt when that happens.
However, Ernie, the hack or whatever is beatable. If you happen to miss, you have to get stops. If you miss and get stops, the game is where it's at. You can't miss and then allow them to go down and score. You know, lengthen the score. So, you know, it can be beat. It's proven it can be beat. If he's not going to hit him, you still got to go down and get stops.
But I think he got to try. I think I might try Spencer Hall next game, especially.
At what time?
Well, I think
because when you put Spencer Hawes in the game, you think he had 28 points, 14 for 23, Tim Duncan tonight.
Well,
he might go 22 for 23.
You can put Blake on him. You can start DeAndre out and put Blake on him. But first of all, you can't go on the entire series only playing 5 or 6 guys because they're getting mauled on the bench right now.
Do you want to, real quick, do you want to see that Ginobili play again? I mean, when he fouled out of the game? Go ahead and roll it, guys, and let's just see, because I don't know if, because he went to the locker room after, as he fouled out, and you don't often see that. And I'm wondering right there when you see him bent over, I don't know if that was anguish or if he hit his hand.
He might have dislocated.
He went to his head like that was a stupid play. I have 6 fouls.
No, but watch.
When he does it, watch. It looks like he's going, stupid play by me. Watch. And he goes, stupid play by me. Oh, my God, what am I doing? I have 5 fouls. But now I have 6. But and he's talking to him. I forgot that I had 5 fouls.
But I'm saying, but that's still no reason for him to leave the court. That's what we're talking about, Kenny. He talked to the trainer and then went in the locker room.
Might have went in and cried.
Doubtful. Greg Popovich, playoff win number 150. Tim Duncan, playoff win number 149. Spurs, playoff win number 1 in this series, tied up at a game apiece. They go home where they were 33-8. Third best record in the NBA. And when we come back,
you only won 1 playoff game without Tim Duncan.
We'll show you game 2 in Atlanta. The Nets and the Hawks. Highlights from the Highlight Factory coming up. Love me some starters. Great show. You
this
can catch it at 6:30 on NBA TV weekdays with Skeets and Tass and Lee and Trey.
That's
Good
as
stuff.
close as I'm going to come to Toronto this year, so might as well watch it.
Here's that way. The Atlanta Hawks will be sold to a group led by LA-based billionaire Anthony Ressler, who last spring tried to buy the Clippers, losing out to Steve Ballmer. Ressler's group includes Grant Hill, Jesse Itzler, the co-founder of Marquee Jets, who has done some consulting work for the team, and his wife, Sarah Blakely, the owner of Spanx. The price tag is reported to be in the $730 million range and will have to be approved by the NBA Board of Governors. The Hawks have been in Atlanta since 1968 and have never made the conference finals, but that could change this year as the #1 seed in the East, playing Game 2 of their first rounder against the Nets on Tuesday night at Phillips Arena in downtown Atlanta. And Mike Budenholzer, Coach of the Year, and a couple of former Coaches of the Year for Atlanta, Mike Fratello and Lenny Wilkins, doing the honors. Paul Millsap early on off the alley-oop, 9-2 lead.
Oh, tie your shoe, man. Tie your shoe.
Just tie your shoe.
Don't mind us. Don't
rotate. Don't play defense. Don't do nothing.
I'll tell y'all what, if I had $1 billion, y'all would never see me again.
Let's take up a collection. Dennis Schroeder had the steal and somehow got that to fall.
That wasn't a foul.
Great move, though.
It is a great move.
32-26. Jarrett Jack.
He's played terrific, right?
Huge night off the bench.
Played well in Game 1 also.
Oh, hero ball.
Mason Plumlee. Brooklyn's got the lead. And then Jack knocks down a jumper.
Jordan.
Part of 27-9 bridge.
Games you were watching, Ernie, you're like, Atlanta's going to win.
Oh, just crying?
Atlanta's going to win. You never thought they were going to lose.
Oh, I thought it was one of them games you start crying.
Got real close there late, though. At the half, it was 50-47. You see, here's Kenny's favorite clip.
This doesn't make any sense.
Darren Williams knocking the ball away, and then Darren Williams needing to ice down the left hand.
And then he came right back in. So why was that?
Excuse me.
I can see.
I didn't edit the highlight.
Actually, he's in the next highlight.
Joe Johnson.
Lopez is open.
Knocking down a 3 to tie the game at 57. Hey, Jeff Teague's getting his right hand sprayed there.
And then he came right back.
It's been a finger epidemic this playoff.
Then he comes right back.
You hate to see that in this league. Hero Antich.
Oh, stop the glass.
15-6 run to close the third quarter for the home team. Now Brook Lopez.
Throw it to him, jeez.
Oh, listen, this guy like going shooting a fish in a barrel. They don't ever throw him the ball though.
He's shooting 64%, Chuck.
Yeah, and they give it to him 7 times a game, Shaq.
He got 14 shots tonight.
He should get 20. He got little chairs guarding him.
Paul Millsap didn't miss from 3 on the night.
Oh, give me that.
This is a great sequence because Horford with the block on one end and then rewarded Shaq.
That's right, reward the big man. Nothing wrong with his pinky, Ernie. Leave it up there.
Hawks up 11.
Oh, tough pass.
Yep, turnover. Allen Anderson makes him pay.
Switcheroo with the left. Look at it, look at it.
The former Hawk Joe Johnson. And now the lead is 4. And then Jarrett Jack, who played at Georgia Tech. And the lead is 1.
You still thought the Hawks weren't going to lose, Chuck?
I never thought they were going to lose that game.
DeMarre Carroll only had 1 bucket in the game.
And there it is.
From Paul Millsap. 92-89.
I don't know where you give up a layup in that situation.
Oh, Anderson backdoor.
And that situation also.
1-point game. Millsap hit a free throw. Chance for the Nets to tie. In the hands of Joe Johnson. Now in the hands of Darren Williams.
Oh, Kenny.
And it won't fall.
Kenny.
Yeah, let me see if he could have actually.
I don't know if he could have did that.
Right there, yes.
Yeah, he could have.
But it wouldn't have been a 3.
He was behind the three-point line, Chuckster.
We got a wide open shot.
It was an open, wide open look. And Mike Budenholzer, Coach of the Year, and a 2-0 lead as they head to Brooklyn for Game 3 on Saturday. 96-91 the final. The Hawks 31-0 at home, including the postseason when they lead after 3. And it's the first time they've had a 2-0 lead in a series since 2010 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Do we have some David Aldridge action here on Game 2?
Well, you said you needed a new tape job for your finger. Almost had a triple-double. I think it turned out pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Game 1, it came in the game, I couldn't shoot the ball. It kept slipping out. This one is much better. I'm still getting used to it, but, out here with my teammates fighting.
Nets made a run as you expected that they would. How did you guys finally get this one under control at the end?
Man, I mean, it was tough. We kept building leads to 10-11. They kept cutting it right back. You know, we have to find ways to be able to hold the leads better.
That's frustrating. You know, we knew in the playoffs, you know, the game would change, it would slow down. You know, it wouldn't be, you know, so much up tempo. And, you know, it's pretty much everything we expected, man. We just, you know, we gave ourselves a chance down the stretch, and that's what we wanted. And we just came up short the last 2 games.
Coach, obviously, Darren, not only did he miss that big shot, but he also only scored 2 points. And he's coming into a series with all the criticism from Paul Pierson about not being a clutch player, not being able to handle the pressure. Are you worried about where his head is at mentally?
I'm not. He had 10 rebounds. He had 8 assists. He played well. Shooting comes and goes. You know, people can criticize all they want, but if they're not in the game performing and doing it and going through the battle, you can't say anything.
You know, I thought it was in. You know, when I let it go, when it hit the rim, just rimmed out. Yeah, I'm sure tonight I'll think about it a lot. You know, just not just the shot, just the game in general. You know, we just had a lot of chances and felt like I could have played better. But you know, we got 2 more home now. We gotta go get.
Never Stop, Never Settle, presented by Hennessy. The difference, game 1 to game 2 for Paul Millsap, who had 19 on 7 of 11 after going 2 for 11 in game 1 and didn't miss from the promised land, 4 out of 4, as the Hawks take a 2-0 lead. Shaq, you think Brooklyn goes home thinking, I mean, what do you think their mindset is? Chuck didn't think they had a chance to win either game, or you never thought that the Nets would win those. Do you think they go in there thinking, you know what, we played 2 close games there. We lost 99-92, we lost 96-91.
Yeah, one, I don't know why they don't utilize Brook Lopez. You know, 2 games, he's 14 out of 22, 64%, playing pretty good, feeling pretty good. You know, I think they're going to need a lot more from Darren. 2 points, I think he's way too explosive, way better player to have 2 points. I mean, he can at least get you 2 points a quarter. You know, his coach said he played well, but this is the playoffs. You know, you have to play a whole lot better if you want to have a chance to win. You know, we're not getting anything from him right now.
No, I was laughing at the 2 points a quarter.
Yeah, something.
Because that's only 8.
Yeah, but so what?
But I think
2.
The one thing that I kept saying from the start of the thing, the Atlanta Hawks are better, man. They're a better basketball team than Brooklyn, Chuck. They're not. They're a better basketball team. They've proven it all year. They've won 60 games. The Brooklyn Nets sidestep into the playoff, or I call it moonwalking back into the playoff. And how do you think that they're going to play them tough? Well, there's nothing about matchups. It's about you say don't give Lopez the ball. They haven't given him the ball all year. So they're not going to change what they've been doing.
The Brooklyn's got to win a game.
That doesn't mean
they could have won today.
Oh, they could have, would have, should have.
That basket would have just tied it.
About the Clippers.
That wouldn't even won it. That would have just tied it up.
Listen, I thought clearly Atlanta's a better team.
Yes.
But I think Brooklyn can get one.
Okay, you went from get one to get the series.
No, they had no chance of winning the series now.
Okay.
I said get one.
You they can make it tough.
Actually, the first 2 games have been competitive, but I think they can win a game.
If you get swept like the way they get swept, was it a competitive series?
Anytime you get swept, it's just a bad.
Okay, that's all.
It's not good.
That is 7 straight wins for the Hawks over the Nets, including the 4-0 series sweep.
They've beaten them 7 straight times, man. Why do y'all think something different's going to happen today?
Still to come.
I don't understand, man.
The Grizzlies have had the Blazers number. That continue in game 2 at the Grindhouse. Highlights coming up from Beale Street.
Come on, Brooklyn.
They beat them 7 straight times, man. Not a fluke.
Come on, Brooklyn, get a game.
Yeah, Kenny, 2 points a quarter better than 2 points.
Let's go to Memphis, y'all. Pau Gasol and the Grizzlies.
Oh, I love that Spanish.
The Beale Street Bullies.
Love the big Spanish guy.
Whoa. You love the big Spanish guy?
Listen, don't poke the bear.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Don't poke the bear. When a team want to beat you 8 times in a row, you probably shouldn't poke the bear.
You love those big Spanish guys.
Look at Aldridge there. They've got a 7-point lead early at the Grindhouse.
This guy's playing well, Ernie, but he needs some help out there. Not getting a lot from Lillard.
Big night for Courtney Lee.
Courtney Lee. Solid pro.
Watch Tony Allen.
Wow.
He's got Beno Udrih right here.
Tony.
And now watch Beno Udrih. He says, Boom, shakalaka. Isn't it that old video game?
Tell you what, man, he's feeling it right
heating
now.
up.
He is feeling it, Ernest. He's playing with so much confidence right now.
Yeah, but then he twisted the ankle making that bucket. He would return, Kenny.
Like I said, I just love showing injuries that mean nothing. Every 5 plays, somebody actually gets hurt.
Yeah. Those just like little.
Part of a 16-2 run for the Grizz. You know who else was solid? Mike Conley.
Most underrated player in the NBA, America. That's a flat-out stud.
Conley again.
Oh my goodness.
You've been working on that, huh, Kenny?
Oh, he's working on that behind the step-back 3 over the last 2 years.
Who that dude?
Brother Smith. That's
for the second straight game, Portland has held to 39 points in the first half. Courtney Lee, top of the key. Zach Randolph was 0 for 6 in the first half.
Well, he was saving it for the second half.
He has 8 points in the third quarter.
Bully.
Bill Street Bully. That's what they call him, Ernie, the Bill Street Bully.
Damian Lillard, it has been a struggle. In the opener, 5 for 21. In this one, 5 for 16, including 1 for 5 from deep.
Tough shots. You got when you're not shooting well, you have to take great shots. Now that's a good shot. He just missed those. If he takes 10 of those, he's gonna make 7.
I think sometime when you're struggling, you need to just go to the basket, take the lid off. Ooh, tough shot, Jeff.
Oh, he ain't struggling. Ooh.
12-point lead in the fourth, and then
the big Spanish guy.
You love those big
also
Spanish.
known as Marcus.
Get him.
That was M1.
Kareem.
13-point lead.
Get well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Let's close it out with Mike Conley.
Good one there, Shaq. Kareem get well soon.
Yes.
90-75 at that point, and they win it 97-82. Ties the biggest margin of the first 16 games of the playoffs, a 15-point win. So the Grizz now head to Portland, where they've won 5 of their last 6, and Game 3 will be on Saturday. For more on Game 2, Lewis Johnson.
In the fourth quarter, Portland made that run, but what was it that got you guys over the hump to take a 2-0 lead in this series?
I got to give it to our defense. You know, our defense has been phenomenal. We stopped them when we needed to, and we got down to the offensive end and executed our plays.
And what did Tony Allen do for you guys with the way he played defense in such a spirited way?
Well, he's our leader defensively. He's the guy that gets us going, creates turnovers, havoc. I mean, just is all over the place, and he got the crowd involved tonight, and that was a big step.
We were scoring, and it was a couple timeouts that Mark and Mike pulled us in. It was like, listen, our bread and butter is grinding out on the defensive end. We got to get stops. So we just focused on that.
You know, I think it's obvious I didn't really shoot as well as I would have liked to in either of the first 2 games. But it's one of those situations where you just got to keep playing. The looks that I am getting are, the shots that I got to be able to make. That some of them have been tough looks, and the ones that are usually a shot that I knock down. When those don't fall, that makes it even tougher. I'm happy that I'm a guy with a lot of confidence. And, I'm just going to stay with it.
It is time now for Engineered to Amaze playoff adjustments presented by Quicken Loans. So what are the Blazers going to do about these anemic numbers offensively? 84 points a game and 36% taken. Remember, they're playing the Grizzlies, who smother you defensively, and they certainly have in the first 2 games. What do you make of this as the series goes to Portland now, Chuckster?
I think the biggest problem the Trailblazers got, number one, they can't make a shot. But the biggest problem they got, Memphis' confidence is sky high. There was always a team. It's 2 things. In my 16 years in the NBA, every year there's a team you beat every time, and there's a team you can't beat.
Rockets.
No, I'm talking about your entire career, and I'm talking about regular season, whatever. There's always a team during the regular season, like, we can't beat that team.
Yeah, this is 11 out of 12 for Memphis over Portland.
Like, the Rockets, they could never beat Seattle, and we beat Seattle every time. Because but it's frustrating when a team just has your number.
And that glaring hole at the 2 spot, too, for Portland right now with no Wes Matthews.
Yeah.
And they were hoping Aflalo might be able to play, because he had said, look, I wasn't brought here to watch, but again, he couldn't go tonight. And so is Damian Lillard pressing maybe in that regard, knowing he's got to carry the entire backcourt?
I'm not sure if he's pressing, not pressing. I think that he's taking tough shots. And, you know, when he is more elusive, he is one of the better guards at scoring in the NBA. But when he is direct lines, 2 dribble up, 1 dribble up, walk into the 3-point line, he's defendable. And, you know, at times he went to the rim, created a couple of things, couple of layups, but he's best when he's more elusive with the basketball. And I thought he was predictable, and which made him take tough shots, fall-aways. I would think in my mind, if I was Damian Lillard, if I can't jump straight up and straight down and make the shot, then I'm not shooting it. Because he takes too many fadeaways for his size and his ability that he doesn't have to do that.
But not only that, Ernie, not only that, if you're going to be struggling, if you're one of the main scorers and you're struggling, you got to have more than 1 assist. If you're struggling, you got to, you know, use your ability to get other people involved. And, you know, we said at halftime that if he's not scoring, he's not really into the game. But you definitely got to have more than 1 assist to get somebody else involved.
And I told you, Ernie, the one guy, listen, Lillard's an all-star, Aldridge is an all-star. The one guy, when I look at the Trailblazers, when he has a good all-around game, it's Nicholas Batum.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's going to look at Damian. You always look at your stars. That goes with the responsibility. But you need guys to step up. And Nicholas Batum, to me, he's always the X factor with the Trailblazers.
11, 7, and 7 tonight, 5 out of 15 from the floor. McCollum and Lillard combined in the series, 1 for 17 from 3. Meantime, the backcourt for Memphis been dynamite with Courtney Lee and Beno Udrih and Mike Conley.
You love those Spaniards.
Love those Spaniards. Love those Spaniards.
Well, something tells me it's time to take a break.
It is.
When we come back, the latest on the Mavs' Rajon Rondo and Chandler Parsons and the firing of OKC's Scott Brooks. Welcome back.
Are we going to see Draymond Green?
If
we don't see Draymond Green.
Posting exclusive content called Uninterrupted. It's a special all-access look with Draymond Green and LeBron James. And here is LeBron James.
Come on, man. Draymond. Come on.
Coming back at y'all, man. We just got to Boston, in between games 2 and 3. Obviously for us, we had a great preparation day today. Watched a lot of film to understand exactly what we need to do to be better. We cannot approach game 1 and game 2 how we played and think we can win in game 3 the way we performed in game 1 and game 2. Too many mistakes. Myself, the team, we have to be much better tomorrow night. And it started today. I think we learned a lot from our film session. We're going to do a lot tomorrow, before our game and our morning shoot around. But it's good. We feel good about our situation going into the game tomorrow. I think our coaching staff are going to have us prepared. And we'll be ready for it. It's going to be an unbelievable environment. I know the fans here. They know me. They don't like me. But it's all good, man. They bring a lot of excitement. They know the game. And it's going to be crazy in there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we respond, especially for our young guys. The guys haven't been a part of a road playoff game before, that type of atmosphere. This is going to be a great test for them around these fans and around these people here. So I can't wait. I'm excited. Once again, for the rest of the day, I'm going to do everything I need to do to mentally prepare myself, get my body right, get my mind right, catch a couple games tonight, a couple more playoff games tonight, then, get some good rest and get ready for tomorrow. So I'll see y'all on game day tomorrow.
And they will tip that game a little after 7 on TNT. Cavs and Celtics, followed by the Warriors and Pelicans.
I know, but LeBron ain't learned the three letters of speech making. BBB. Be brief, brother.
Well, I know you ain't talking.
More B.
He act like we get
on NBA.
I know you ain't talking.
He in bed asleep right now.
5 times, man.
Listen, him and
repeat yourself 5 times when you answer one question.
Hey, him and Draymond both in the bed right now.
San Antonio Spurs tonight. Winners over the Clippers 111 to 107. Clippers, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul after the game.
Oh, my goodness.
That game's pretty much 100% on me.
got the ball and up 2, needed to take care of it, needed to get a good shot or try to get fouled and turned it over. So the game's on me. That's what's on my mind.
Did that play last longer? It just seemed like obviously you couldn't believe what had happened. I mean, did it take a while for you to kind of get past that play?
Yeah, I mean, that one's gonna hurt. But in the course of the game, we had to move on. Still had a chance there. I like the way we fought. Down 10, came back, got in the game, got up. I just got to take care of the ball.
Chris, what kind of learning experience do you get out of this? I mean, you're playing the reigning champs and have such a close game, such a difficult game. What do you guys take out of that?
We got to finish. We've been talking about it all season long. We had an opportunity here to win a game, go up 2-0, and we didn't take full advantage of it. And we got to execute down the stretch. That's on me. And over time, we got to defend better. So I got to do a better job of making sure my guys ready.
Kenny, it was tough down the stretch for Blake Griffin.
Yeah, everybody's taking responsibility. He ain't Cliff, but this is just execution and the extra effort to make the extra decision.
You got to call it
not the extra play, but the decision. What are you going to do when you get the basketball? Will you take your time? The San Antonio Spurs, regardless of the situation, get the shot. Miss or make, they're going to get the shot. And that's what championship teams are. That's what Miami Heat were doing with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. They didn't always make the shot, but they got the shot they wanted all the time. And you don't see that enough with the Clippers over the last 2 years.
First of all, we all make turnovers. We've all turned the ball over. But the tough thing was about that, they never got a chance to play defense. Because, they leaked out and got fouled on a layup. So at least if you get a shot, a couple more seconds go off the clock, and you get a chance to set your defense. But when you turn the ball over like that, Patty leaked out, got fouled on the layup, shot 2 free throws, and that was tough.
If you're going to be in an ISO situation at the top of the key, I don't want to see my power forward in that position. I'd rather see Chris Paul, who's shooting 60%, by the way, in this series, have the ball in that position. Or bring it out, call a set play. I mean, I don't really see them doing a lot of set plays. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the championship with either Chris or Blake at the top of the key ISO basketball. They may win a few games, but that's not going to get you that big gold ball or anything.
Series tied up at a game apiece. Meantime, down 2-0 to the Houston Rockets. The Dallas Mavericks said today that Chandler Parsons, who started Game 1 but sat out Game 2, is out for the rest of the season with a right knee injury and is exploring surgical options. As for Rajon Rondo, who was benched in the second half of Tuesday night's loss in Houston, the team says he is out indefinitely with a back injury. Rick Carlisle addressed the situation Wednesday afternoon.
I mean, this is a 26-year-old kid who's a big part of our present and a big part of our future, who had a terrific year for us and got better and better as the season went on. And, anytime surgery enters the equation, it's not a good thing. Rondo's situation is the following. He sustained a back injury basically at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter last night. He attempted to take a charge on James Harden, hit the ground, and from that point going forward probably should not have played anymore, but he did. But we're talking about a guy that, one time played with an elbow that was bent backwards. I mean, this is a guy that's been extremely tough. He's a very proud guy, and he's going to try to play through pain. I like Rondo. I do, and my relationship with him was professional. We learned a lot going through this, trying to make this thing work. And the fact that it manifests now, with there being an injury and everything, is something that we didn't want.
Do you expect Rondo to wear a Mavericks uniform again?
No, I don't.
So there you go.
Well, you're not out indefinitely if you're out for the season then, if you don't expect him to wear it. But, there was a lot of telltale signs in there, was and learned. And
yep.
We had, But
or just the,
it was a lot of past
or just
tense.
the answer when they said, "Do you expect to see him in a uniform again?" He said, "No."
Right, because if it's out indefinitely, what if he has such a miraculous change and ready to play? So obviously, it's more to it than that. I think they're parting ways silently. Unfortunate because Rondo, he could have been what they needed, and he could have been the thing that brought them over the top. His inability to conform to the way what Mavericks play, and the inability of the Mavericks to conform what makes him good. And then the last part of it, you still have to always be a pro in that environment, which at times I didn't think he was.
Yeah, I mean, it's best that they part ways. It just didn't work. And no, sometimes it doesn't work. And it did not work, and it's best they move on. They got a game coming up. And a friend of mine sent me a text today talking about what we were talking about last night. Ernie, your obligation as a coach is to the team, not just one guy. And I thought it's just best that this situation is over, and I wish the Mavs luck for the rest of the series.
How would you rate their chances? Now, no Chandler, Parsons, Rondo is not there. What are the chances of Dallas coming back? And obviously, they lost the first two games on the road, but what are their chances of winning the series against the Rockets?
I don't know about winning the series. I think they could possibly win the game. J.J. Perez is a tough kid. He's a big-time shot maker. Takes a lot of crazy shots, but he has the ability to make those.
What about Devin Harris, too? Is he available?
Wait, no, he was hurt.
He's hurt, too, right?
Yeah, he missed the game the other night.
He missed the game the other night.
I think they have a shot to win one game. But, we've been around a long time. We've seen strangest things. If you win one game, get the momentum, and then win the next game, then you really have a series. So, I think they're going to take one game at a time. But Dirk also needs to step up. The superstar needs to step up.
I think it's 0% chance. You have too many injuries.
Yeah. Zero?
I mean,
of winning the series? Of winning the series.
Well, if they're going to, first of all, they got obviously, they can win the next home game. That would be significant. But it's got to be Monte Ellis and Dirk. They've been the two best players on the team all season. What
do you think their percentages are to win the series?
I don't think that's very good.
No, what's the percentages? Give me a number.
Is it going to be greater than zero?
Give me a number, man. He doesn't want to say it. It's not disrespectful. But the only reason is because of the injuries and the Rondo factor. It's zero.
I'm not going to say zero. No,
well, then you'd be wrong.
No,
so you didn't have to say it, but you said it.
He was wrong tonight. He was right. He was wrong tonight.
Meantime, Scott Brooks out in Oklahoma City. 6+ seasons, 338 wins, 207 losses, a .620 winning percentage. 39-34 in the postseason. 3 trips to the Western Conference Finals, 1 trip to the NBA Finals. But a change at the top with OKC. Kenny, there was certainly talk about this and wondering if they were going to go in this direction.
This feels.
Why do you think they did? Why
this just feels and sounds like a personality clash between management and Scott Brooks. I don't think there's something about his personality that they didn't feel could lead the team. It has nothing to do with his resume. If you look at his resume, you go, "Wow, this guy should be there." So obviously, there's something about that internally because his resume of what he's done with the talent that he has would not lead you to believe that. And that's what the NBA is about a lot of times. It's about the personalities clash. And look at Rondo. Personalities clashing. Does it work? Does it not work? That's what happens. 7 great seasons for Scott Brooks as a basketball coach, though.
Yeah. What direction would you go now if you're Sam Presti? Who do you want to hire, Chuck? Because we're hearing about Billy Donovan out of Florida, hearing about Kevin Ollie out of UConn.
Arnie, you're in an awkward. First of all, if Durant, Westbrook, Cantor, Adams, Ibaka, McGarry, if they're healthy, they, in my opinion, would probably be the favorite to win the championship if everybody was healthy. I mean, because they're loaded. They got it all.
Yeah.
But Kevin Durant's foot is a big thing, and Kevin Durant's free agency is another big thing.
July of 16.
Yeah, well, that'd be next year, Ernie. Because what's going to happen is if Durant leaves there, Russell Westbrook is probably going to leave also the following year. And then you losing 2 MVP-type guys, and then it won't be a good job. So it's not as simple as they're making it out to be. Because like I say, number one, the foot injuries, but also if those two guys leave, it's not a good job. And if you're Billy Donovan, who got a great job at Florida, or Kevin Ollie, these two names here, got a great job at Connecticut, it won't be a lot of fun losing in there. You know how it is in the NBA. It's not a lot of fun.
Ollie, by the way, a teammate in his last NBA season, a teammate of Westbrook and Durant in Oklahoma City.
Definitely got screwed, but it's part of the business of the NBA. And, you know, you pose a good question, where do we go next? You know, I think they should go somebody with some type of NBA experience. I don't really see a guy coming from college taking them to that next level. You know, a guy that's won championships or been around the coach that has championships, you know, sort of like the, you know, position Steve Kerr just stepped into. You know, he didn't have a lot of coach experience, but he's won championships. He's, you know, been a general manager of great coaches, so he kind of...
The one thing, Ernie, he has to go to Kevin Durant and says, because they got to kind of kiss up to Kevin, to be honest with you.
Who does?
The Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they had to. He has to go to Kevin and says he's got to do everything he can to get Kevin to stay, because no matter how great Russell Westbrook plays, you see they're still a number 8 seed or out of the playoffs if Kevin Durant is not there. That's how great Kevin Durant is. So you got to go out kind of on your knees begging to Kevin Durant, because he can leave now after next year.
Coach of the Year in 2010, Scott Brooks, and I don't think anybody thinks he'll be out of work for long. Back to wrap it up on Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, in just a minute. And we welcome back to Inside the NBA, presented by Kia. You know what Wednesday was, don't you?
The day before Thursday?
It is. That's a correct answer. But it was also Earth Day, and we have this special Earth Day greeting for you.
Uh-oh.
It's Earth Day at Walt Disney World with your hosts, Ed Begley Jr. and Dana Delaney. Also featuring All for One, Kirstie Alley, Zachary Ty Bryant, Chevy and Janie Chase, Ted Danson, Emilio Estevez, Steve Guttenberg, Ross Mallinger, Shaquille O'Neal, Rhea Perlman, The Rembrandts, Patricia Richardson, Mary Steenburgen, Jay Thomas, and John Travolta.
Let's make every day Earth Day.
Dude, you will do anything.
Where the hell y'all find that?
Anything,
What you
man.
mean?
That's from the 80s, man.
Hold on.
Promote anything, man.
They had some superstars there, Kenny.
With Kirstie Alley,
Chevy Chase, Gutenberg, Kirstie Alley.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
John Travolta.
I got a serious question for you.
265, that's how much I weigh.
No, I'm not talking about it.
Okay.
What really does Earth Day mean?
It's the day of the Earth. I don't know.
You take care of the environment.
Yeah, take care of the environment.
Shoot, Ernie.
That's what
I was asking him.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what it means.
Take care of the environment, pick up your trash.
Pick up your trash.
Don't spray bottles to mess up the ozone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I know what Earth Day is.
Well, you didn't say it.
I thought you said birthday. Yeah, I know what Earth Day is.
Oh, it's that time.
It's time for
EJ's Neto Stat.
Presented by No One.
Oh, God.
Don't worry about it.
So presented by Earth Day.
Yeah.
Presented by Earth Day. Presented by Kirstie Alley. So anyway, Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA, was honored last week. He was among those in the Time Magazine 100 most influential people.
Yeah.
And so I guess, you know, they had like a red carpet that night and that kind of thing. And he was asked a question on the red carpet by the folks at TMZ.
You, Shaq, and Charles, who has the best bald head? I know a lot of bald guys always say Charles is a great looking guy. Is he? He's not a bad looking guy. Is there? But as far as
not to take anything away from Shaq, I think that Charles can pull it off longer. He's older than Shaq, you know, and he's got it down. He says, I think he's an incredibly good looking guy, Charles.
At least he got my vote for commissioner again.
He didn't give us who he was comparing you to, though.
He to him. You didn't hear the question.
No, he was saying the bald head, but when he said you were an incredibly good-looking guy,
he was comparing me as myself to Shaq.
No, he was not. He was talking about bald heads with Shaq.
You're not this sexy.
Come
on. Oh, underdog, burn it.
Sexiest man alive.
Bandwagon celebrity fans. Oh. Vote now in America. Who is the most sexiest man?
That's not even a fair fight.
Chocolate is in, baby.
Yeah.
Charles?
Once you go Shaq, you never go back.
That's a very fine Earth Day message.
Chocolate is in, baby.
Keel O'Neal. That's a wrap for Inside the NBA, presented by Kia. For Shaq, Kenny, and Charles. There you go. We'll see you tomorrow night. Another playoff.
You look like David. You look like
double dip.
Like
tree hugger.
It is a
Kenny
tree
Smith.
hugger. You look like a bigger
Happy Earth Day. I'd be like, what?
All of you.
Happy Earth Day, all of you.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Where'd y'all find that at?
Oh, my God.